Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Modern Warfare Sentry Turret mod, which is being made by user IceStormNG. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the Sentry Minigun turrets from Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which I gotta admit, I originally wasn't gonna look at this mod because, as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of adding in modern-ish kinds of things into the Fallout world. It just feels weird to me. Plus, I've never been a big fan of the Call of Duty franchise, just didn't interest me. But I got to thinking about it, and well, you know what? We have sentry turrets in this game. We have miniguns, so it makes sense that the two would be smashed together, and frankly, they're pretty darn cool. I have found myself quite enjoying these turrets. They look awesome, they are great and powerful, and have some actually interesting limitations that I think make them a bit more interesting of a turret than the standard in-game vanilla one, which we'll talk about why in a little bit. But first, let's take a look at what exactly we do get here. And to build one of these lovely new turrets, you are, of course, going to have to go into your workshop build mode, head on over to the defense category, and in turrets, you'll find the Sentry Machine Gun Turret. Now, it comes in 3 different varieties, a Mark I, a Mark II, and a Mark III. Now, all of them look identical, but have a little bit different of stats and, of course, requirements to build. As you can see here with the Mark I, you're going to require 10 steel, 2 oil, 2 gears, 2 circuitry, and 2 springs, as well as rank 1 in gun nut, and it's going to produce for you 10 defense. And stat-wise on this, it's apparently gonna shoot at 2,000 RPM, and it'll do 12 damage. Now, the Mark II is gonna require a little bit more, as you can see on the resources. All the same of steel, oil, gear, circuitry, and spring, but just a couple pieces more. It is, however, gonna produce 12 defense and need rank 2 in gun nut. Now, this one is gonna do 15 damage, and apparently has an RPM of 4,000. And the Mark III, once again, same physical resources, but even incrementally more, and rank 3 in gun nut, but will produce 15 defense for your settlement, and damage-wise, it'll do 18 damage, and has an RPM of 6,000. Now, all 3 of them, no matter which one you build, is going to look, like I said, identical. Which, you know, is kind of interesting, especially considering, according to all the information up at the top there, you know, the Mark I is supposed to use 5mm rounds, the Mark II uses 5.56, and the Mark III uses 7.62, but if you actually go and look at each of these, this is the Mark III, it says 7.62. If you go to the Mark II right here, it says 7.62. If you go to the Mark I right here, it says 7.62. They are all entirely identical, just with a slight difference to their stats, and that's really it. But they are also quite a lot larger. This is my one complaint I actually have about these things. If we go and just grab like a normal turret, yeah, they're a lot bigger. They are monstrous compared to the normal machine gun turrets in the game. Now, of course, they do produce, even the Mark I is going to provide you with twice the defense, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I just kind of wish it was maybe a little bit more compact so you could fit it in more areas. But honestly, that's just a personal complaint. You guys may not find that as an issue at all. Now, as for the interesting limitations for these things, this is where I really like these. Now, the standard vanilla turrets, they operate by going all 360 degrees around to shoot things. These do not. They have a 180-degree firing arc where they can do 90 degrees to the left and 90 degrees to the right. And they can only pitch 50 degrees up or down. So you are going to have to more strategically place these, and I actually quite like that idea. It's a little bit more interesting setting up your defenses. Now, another interesting thing, and this you can actually download an alternate version of the mod to get rid of this if you don't like it, but personally, I like it. If we pull out my gun there, you can see on the top and vents, we've got a targeting system. And if that gets shot off and destroyed, the turret will frenzy and attack anything and everything within its firing area. And yeah, again, you can not have this if you want to download the alternate version, but I actually quite like it, as, you know, it just adds a little bit of extra flair and interest to the world, because who knows? A Deathclaw could come through, destroy the targeting system, and now you have to contend with one of your own turrets. And yeah, I just find that neat. Now, as for their power, oh boy. Now, we of course have a Mark 1 right there, a Mark 2 right here, and a Mark 3. So anything I pop down, say, for instance, a Deathclaw, is probably gonna get chewed up pretty darn quick. Even with just one of these turrets, it's gonna die pretty fast. Though, if I quickly run behind it, of course the problem is, oh yeah, he's already dead, if the Deathclaw gets back here. I actually did, when testing earlier with the Deathclaw, I accidentally was standing here, and the Deathclaw spawns behind me, and it was behind the turrets, and so the turrets were just freaking out, going left and right, trying to get an angle on him, but of course couldn't, and the Deathclaw destroyed each of the 3 turrets in succession. So, again, that's just the thing. You're gonna have to think about where you put them with that angle restriction on them. You're gonna have to watch out for if the targeting thing does get destroyed. You know what the heck, let's go and destroy one of these ourselves here. And there we go, it's red, it's mean, oh boy. And the other turrets took care of it, because thankfully, it was within that 90-degree arc to the left and right. Wonderful. And yeah, once it does die, it just sort of slumps down as such, and, well, you're gonna have to replace the darn thing. But yeah, that's really all there is to this mod. It's some fun new turrets that are super powerful. Makes sense in the world, because again, we got miniguns, we've got turrets. Why not smash the two together and enjoy just some wonderful destructive powers with a fun new defense system. So if you'd like to have a look at this mod for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description, as per usual. But that, my friends, is going to be it for this one. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and you do come back for the next one. Until that time, thanks for watching. As always, have a good one. And oh no, it got behind the turrets, like I told you before. They don't know what to do. Oh, well, time for me to run. Later, folks.